The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Fielded near the back of the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20.
20-yard line.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 14. Here's Murray. Got a man. It's Breshad Perriman. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
A gain of 11. It's now 3rd and 2.
3rd and 2, and here's Murray. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Brian Burns in there to get him for a loss of 9 yards, and that also leads to 4th down. Here's Andy Lee now, standing right on it. And they're going to fake it from deep in their own territory. And he will not make it. They stop him short of the 1st down. A little trickeration there, but it doesn't fool him. And Washington will take control of the football in great field position. On 1st down, it's Gibson. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. 18 yards that time to push him up 1st and goal.
Now this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
That's a really alert defense there, because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
From back at the 4, here's 2nd and goal. And to give this time to the tailback. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington.
Touchdown, Washington.
Antonio Gibson. His 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And Washington able to stretch that lead out even further. Here's Hopkins now for the extra point. He knocks it through. It's 28-7.
Makes this Washington 28. Cardinals 7.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Fielded near the back of the end zone. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. They're down 3 touchdowns to this point, needing to put something together as they have it 1st and 10. Shakes off the sag, but now he's swallowed up and taken down. Chase Young. What a play by him. That's going to go as a loss of 13.
I don't know what you were seeing on that play, but it felt to me like I wasn't watching a football field. I was watching a boxing ring. He was bobbing and weaving and trying to make sure he kept the play alive. Just didn't turn out well for him in the end, did it?
Impressive that he stayed in the pocket while avoiding those couple of would-be tacklers, but eventually goes down. A reminder coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in this 2nd week of the regular season. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. The Pro Bowler DeAndre Hopkins, the intended receiver. And now it's 3rd down. To throw is Murray. Now they go screen. It's complete. And they're able to bring him down at the 20. That'll bring up 4th down. They wind up getting 8 yards, but they needed more than that. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. Do you like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the 1st down. In this case, it didn't happen.
This is brought in at the 21. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over.
At their own 27-yard line.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
They lose the yardage, and of course they also lose the down on the grounding call, and it's quickly 2nd and long. To pass, here's Jordan Love. Open man, he completes it to Judy. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here.
A gain of 18 yards.
Creeping up on a minute to play in this 1st half. Off the play fake, Love. Got a man, it's Judy, complete. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. 27 yards there on a very nice 3rd down conversion. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Mike's 50, Mike's 50. I can't believe they let you play. I can't believe they even let you play.
Love from the gun. Right back to Judy, and it's complete. Even with the good footwork, he'll be stopped just inside the 35-yard line. And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this 1st half. Four receivers to keep tabs on here. 3 of them to the right side on 2nd and 5. Going back to Love. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 19. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the 1st half.
The 2nd down pass. Intercepted. The Cardinals take over 1st and 10 at their own 49-yard line.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
Some extra space following the display of power. Down just inside the 45. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. It'll be the Cardinals who get the ball first. They trail here as we resume action in the 3rd quarter. Fielded near the back of the end zone. And no fireworks to start the half. This will be a touchback. Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started.
56. Mike, 56.
Throwing on first down is Murray. He'll set up the screen to Drake. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
It's a gain of
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid gain.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. From the gun, Murray. And he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home. Jonathan Allen, the former first-round pick, getting in there to bring him down.
brings up 3rd down.
Well, that last sack puts Murray and the Cards in a tough spot, 3rd and long. Out of the gun, here's Murray. And that's going to be intercepted. Landon Collins, the Pro Bowl safety, and he will bring this one back. It is a pick 6 for a Washington touchdown. This D wanting to put it away before we even get to the 4th quarter, widening that margin a bit further.
And while they won't just empty the bench just yet, if you're a backup, start loosening up. I think you'll get a chance to play before this one is over now with that type of a cushion.
Now it's Hopkins to add the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead.
35. Cardinals 7.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. Fielded near the back of the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one.
At their own 18-yard line.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. Back to the air on 2nd down, it's Murray. Airing it out deep for Smith. Oh, they've intercepted Murray for the 3rd time. Picked off by Troy Apke. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
They'll run on first down. Gibson. And he's going to take this one up only to about the 44-yard line. Tackled by Isaiah Simmons.
4-yard line.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play, backwards a yard. Hey, a lot of points have been scored in this game against them, but tally that one on the side of the defense.
Do you think maybe, possibly, it can be a little bit of a changer for them? Maybe not a game changer, but a little bit of a momentum one that maybe they can string together some pretty good plays and slow them down.
Eluding the pressure right. And that will be incomplete.
They certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
Here's Tressway now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, you know, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And in fact, we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. 11 yards there, first down.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. The escapability in evidence there is that one good for 15 and a first. 3 tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10.
10 at the 48-yard line.
On the counter, this is Singletary. And nowhere really to go there. He'll take this up just shy of midfield. In on the stop, the safety, Troy Apke.
Well, they certainly haven't been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got a chance to pin their ears back and get after him now.
On 2nd and 9, Murray finds the open target, Arnold.
Murray's pass.
6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end, take some easier completions.
The interception last drive. There he hits the reliable target.
Right there, 56. Here we go. 56 is Mike. 56 is the Mike.
Murray going to try to throw on 3rd down. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 9-yard line. 32-yard line. A Cardinal first down on a gain of 13. From the gun, Murray going deep for Hopkins. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Troy Apke, and he will take it out to the 25-yard line. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offensive coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
Only a couple there as he'll be brought down about the 28.
Patrick Peterson.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Buda Baker with a pick. And a return across midfield into the 46-yard line.
Intercepted. The Cardinals take over 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
I know he ain't got it. 56. Mike, 56. Right there, 56. Check me out.
After the turnover, here's Murray. Looking for Perriman there. He's got him. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
Complete to Brashad.
3 quarters have come and gone. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Welcome back to the desert. We're in Glendale. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4.
They're running it. Like 56. 56.
On play action, it's Murray. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
At the 34-yard line.
Operating from the gun, Murray throwing the out route incomplete. It's Drake, and he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7.
56 the mic. 56 is the mic. Let's go, D.
Throwing again, Murray. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. Chase Young brings him down, and that's a play he's going to remember. The first sack of his NFL career. Well, that last sack puts Murray and the Cards in a tough spot, 3rd and long.
We all kneel. 56 the mic.
From the gun, Murray. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked by Kendall Fuller. And he will bring it out past the 20-yard line. And you have to wonder, Charles, a game like this, 5 interceptions, what does this do to the psyche of a young quarterback?
Well, based on the fact that he's still out there and he threw a 5th interception, I'm wondering if his head coach believes that he's really strong mentally and wants him to play through it. Because otherwise, you need to get him out and fight another day, because this could leave lasting damage if he keeps throwing interceptions.
On first down, it's Gibson, and he will lose yardage on the play, back at his own 19-yard line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
And this one also slow in developing as he's maybe getting back here to the line of scrimmage, but not much more than that.
And it brings up 3rd down.
Washington on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12. Now a handoff here to his running back. And that's not nearly going to be enough. Stopped at the 22, and he needed plenty more. 3 yards won't be enough here, as that'll bring up 4th down.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
Here's Tressway now, as he's on to punt for Washington. A big boot that time. 57 yards the official distance. And the Cards will take over, 1st and 10. Murray and the Cardinals with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. He'll throw from the gun. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Drake. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and that'll make this a 2nd down.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
And they see right through that defensively, as he'll be hit and taken down to the backfield. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here. 3rd and 5. The Cardinals on 3rd down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This will be 3rd and 5. Shotgun now for Murray. And the Washington pressure gets to him, and he will go down.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. Now on 4th down here, that pass knocked away and incomplete. And give credit to Reuben Foster, the linebacker, getting a hand in to disrupt.
It's a turnover on downs.
They'll run on 1st down. Gibson. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a 1st down. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Washington with the football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Looking like they're well on their way to a 2-0 start. All smiles right now on that sideline, isn't it?
As well there should be. It's hard to win a game in the NFL. We hear it all the time. We know that it's difficult. But guess who's smiling? But inside is thinking 24-hour rule because we're going to have to play again next week.
Boss man.
Oh, without a doubt. The head coach, he wants them to feel good, but at the same time, find a way to keep improving.
Fielded in the end zone. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25.
At their own 25-yard line.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that, and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team, and we were losing late in a game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
That ball complete to Isabella.
Complete.
4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They tackle them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
One heck of a third down conversion, 33 yards. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Now Murray again. And his throw here's incomplete. Andy Isabella was the intended target, but it's going to be 2nd down.
Landon Collins on the coverage.
Throwing again. Murray. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for them. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
56, Mike.
Throwing is Murray on 3rd down. Hopkins on the grab over the middle. Now the ball comes loose. And it's Washington that scoops it up. And he'll bring it all the way back, just a yard or two shy of midfield.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
You'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feel like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for Washington, it was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with the victory. And they'll get another road test next.